How's it going? Yeah, come on in. How can I help you? Looking for some premium Star Wars toys, huh? Well, as you can see, you're in the right place. Before I start, have you seen Attack of the Clones yet? Yeah, it's the one that just came out last weekend. What? Are you serious? What are you waiting for? I'm just joking. Yeah, been busy. Well, no spoilers, but I loved it. You did see the Phantom Menace, didn't you? Alright, good. Well, I was going to say you probably should see episode 1 before, but how familiar are you with the Star Wars universe? You know that episode 1 is actually the first movie, and you need to go see episode 4, 5, and 6, and then go back, see episode 1, and then you can see episode 2 and Okay. Well, you looked like you knew what you were talking about, and I assumed since you are in a Star Wars toy shop, you are probably a fan, but we do have some people, actually we have a lot of people come in and buy toys for significant others or friends, family, so you never know. But go out and see Attack of the Clones. I loved it. I think you will too. But enough chit-chat. I'm just a bit excited. It's a great year for moviegoers. Attack of the Clones. We've got The Two Towers, Lord of the Rings, coming out later this year. I think December. Is that right? Another Tolkien fan. I think we're going to get along just fine. So, with that said, what kind of toys are you looking for tonight? Just wanting to look around, maybe get your hands on a few various different eras. Okay, yeah. We can definitely help you with that. Is there a particular movie that you're wanting to shop from or kind of jump around? What kind of mood are you, what kind of Star Wars mood are you in? I'm not really sure. That's not a problem. Are you looking for boxed toys like this one here, or we have many here? We have a lot of different eras. As you can see, we have figures still in the box, pristine. A lot of them, if I can direct your attention to the Attack of the Clones figures, that's the blue boxes here. These are the brand new figures from the Attack of the Clones movie. So if you are afraid of slight spoilers, maybe avoid those for now. Come in next weekend after you've seen the film, but you're not going to get a lot of spoilers from just the figure, so I don't think you should really worry about it too much. So we have the inboxed figures. Are you looking for any used, previously played with, opened figures? We have tons of those as well. Where should we start? Okay, so you want to start with the new figures. Okay, perfect. Well, we have our premium items here. Let me just show you this item here. This is considered a premium figure, just basically due to the size. As you can see, we have a nice Tauntaun and Luke Skywalker. You have the Luke Skywalker figure that does come with the Tauntaun. You can't actually see the Tauntaun figure in the from the outside of the box like you can the Luke figure, but it's to scale here for the most part. You can see Luke Skywalker there on the back of the Tauntaun, kind of for a reference of what size to expect. So that's kind of the cool thing with these premium figures is, you get a large figure and a traditional figure. This is a really cool one. I do have this one in my personal collection at home, so I can wholeheartedly recommend that. I think the craftsmanship on it is superb, and I really think that it brings that kind of Hoth feeling from The Empire Strikes Back that I'm sure you'll be looking for if you are interested in this type of figure from this particular era. Not a problem. I can brush you up on the different film eras and such. These are more of the original figures. These are from the late 90s, I believe. This is, yes, 97. So this is really the figures that were intended to spark and rekindle that imagination before the release of the Phantom Menace. These figures are all from the original trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. And they are a little bit more old school than some of the newer prequel film figures behind me, but I think they are something that's really going to hold up over time. And if you do want to keep these in the box, you never know how long they could last. You could have someone 20, 30 years from now still have one of these in the box, and that lucky person could be you. You never know. And then it's going to be something that you can display on your shelf. It can be a conversation piece. You can share it with other Star Wars enthusiasts. I'm sure the Star Wars brand is going to continue to get more popular over time, and it's really just not a franchise that they could, mess up, you would think. But, I've been wrong before. But if this is not the one that you would like, we do have some other premium figures. You have two others here, Jabba the Hutt. You have the Stormtrooper rideable figure there, and I think it's just a really good option. So before you make your decision, let me go ahead and show you everything else, and then we can circle back and select the ones that really stand out to you. As you can see here, you can get a kind of preview of what would be expected if your hand was the one holding this figure. It also comes with, I should show you, a little bit of a cutout card. As you can see, you could snip, 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 snip around that card. Yeah, that's right. Snip, 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 and snip. And this is sort of a collectible, but it might not hold up as long since it is just the, untreated cardboard, but that would be your decision. So that is an example of our premium figures that you could get your hands on today. They would be a great gift or a great showpiece. Like I said, let's move on and I'll explain some of the other eras that we have. Starting here on the bottom, we have our nice Phantom Menace era toys. These are from the previous film, the one directly before the one that's in theaters now, Attack of the Clones. That episode 1 was the Phantom Menace, and this is the line of toys from that particular film. We of course have the entire line in stock. We just have these specific ones on this shelf, and there to my left we have the rest. So if there's a specific character or any kind of figure from that film that you are looking to add to your collection, then let me know and I'm sure I can find it. We have, like I said before, the newest figures. We have Attack of the Clones. These are designated by the blue boxes. These are great. Once again, I don't want to spoil too much about the movie, but let's just say that if you are a Jedi fan or a just fan of lightsabers, then I think you'll be pleased with the film, and these figures really represent that. There were only a few lightsaber wielding characters made into figures for the Phantom Menace, like this really well-made Darth Maul. We had figures like Darth Maul, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mace Windu, Qui-Gon Jinn, Adigali, and other characters like that. But the Attack of the Clones really takes it to the next level with the amount of lightsaber wielding characters that you can purchase in figure form. What's this? Oh, well, these are actually a cool little addition to the Phantom Menace. They're actually exclusive to the Phantom Menace toy line, and these are what are called Comtech devices, and paired with the Comtech reader, sold separately, as pictured here. You can scan each individual Comtech, and it will read a voice line with the actual actors offering their services for the dialogue. So if you were to purchase the Darth Maul figure and scan the Darth Maul com link into the Comtech radar, or reader rather, then it would give you a nice Darth Maul voice line, which I think is really cool. And once again, these are exclusive to the Phantom Menace toy line. So if that's something that interests you and you would like to also collect these for the future, these would be a great decision. We have figures in the Phantom Menace line like Darth Maul. We also have Adi Gali. We have a plethora of droids, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, all of the Jedi Knights and Masters that were featured in that film. Moving on to the Attack of the Clones figures, I will go ahead and give you a preview. Now, the Attack of the Clones toy line really has taken the Star Wars figures to the next level, primarily with their action poses. As you can see in comparison, let's say we compare the Adi Gali toy, you can see a distinct difference in the positioning and poses of the figures. The Phantom Menace toys are more just straightforward, and of course all of the arms and legs and head articulate. I think even most of the waist of the figures articulate as well. But the Attack of the Clones figures, as you can see with Qui-Gon Jinn, they are pre-positioned in a really cool action pose. So might I suggest that if you are interested in displaying the figures outside of the box and maybe want to position them on a display case like this or on a desk and would like to have the lightsaber in their hand and have it shown off in that manner, then I think the Attack of the Clone figures will be a little bit better of a choice, since they are slightly more readily posed and can really display themselves in a lot more actionable stances. As you can see, we have a nice preview there on the back of some of the other figures in the set. It's a really good line of figures that I personally am a big fan of. I have a lot of these figures, as much as I could spend the money on at the time in my personal collection. This, like stated before, is the Qui-Gon Jinn figure, and of course, even though he did, spoiler alert, not make it out of the Phantom Menace, they did create a action figure in the Attack of the Clones line, which is a bit curious, but there have been mistakes like that before. It does come with a nice blaster fire reflection there. As you can see, you can attach it to the lightsaber and really show the deflecting of a blaster. Another anomaly, now that I'm looking at the Adigalia toy, is that even though Adigalia is a Jedi Master, the lightsaber color featured in this toy is actually red, which was just a little bit of a mistake on the part of the toy line, but something that I think will age really nicely and become a nice collector's piece given enough time. So I will go ahead and hang these up. Ah, yes, the Count Dooku figure caught your eye here. Yes, as you can see, we also have the dual-wielding Anakin and many more. We have a Mace Windu back there. The Count Dooku is a powerful antagonist in the Attack of the Clones without spoiling too much. As you can see, we also have a nice hologram of the mysterious Sith Lord there communicating with Count Dooku. No doubt we have a green lightsaber and a red lightsaber, perhaps signifying the duality of Count Dooku's personality, going from Jedi to Sith. We also have several other examples here on the back to, once again, whet your palate on what you would like. Are there any others that you would like to take a look at? We have other Jedis, droids. The Attack of the Clones toy line really expanded what characters were made into figures, and you can really get almost every side character in the film in figure form. So if you do have anything in mind, let me know. We also do have more of the original trilogy released figures, and these are really cool. These are the same Kenner collection as the premium Tauntaun and Luke Skywalker Hoth edition. These are from a variety of the original trilogy. This specific toy is a rebel soldier on the forest moon Endor from the Return of the Jedi film. What's cool about these figures is that they come with these little scenes from the movie in the form of these cards, and if you hold this little square up to light, it will reflect through and show you a scene from the movie, which is, I think, really neat. We also have, again, one of the cutouts, collectible cards there on the back. Each of the Kenner collection toys come with that, and we have more examples of what to expect with some of the other toys in the collection. This, like I said, is the Rebel Endor Moon Soldier. We also, if you do have a taste for villainy, we have a Hoth Trooper or a Snow Trooper from The Empire Strikes Back, which is episode 5. This is one of my favorite figures. I was always captivated by the Snow Troopers in that film, since it is the only time that that particular Stormtrooper variety was shown in the trilogy. We have the nice film cutout collectible card there on the back, which shows off that really cool design in the scene in which the Empire storms the hidden rebel base on the snow planet Hoth. It also has a nice sort of collectible sticker, hollow foil here on the front. You can either peel that off or cut that out. Just a lot of collecting options packed in to the packaging of these Kenner collection toys, which I really think is cool. It also has a nice checkmark list of some of the other figures in the set, so it's almost as though this entire packaging was meant to be kept. And so if you do purchase it today, I do suggest that you do so. Once again, this would be really cool to survive decades and eventually end up on display, so consider leaving it in the package, and maybe you can do just that. We have a variety of those. We have obscure alien creatures, side characters that merely pass by in the background, and we have main characters such as Han Solo, Princess Leia, Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, things like that. All right. Okay, well, that is kind of a general rundown of the eras or film eras that we have figures for. Is there anything that really sparked your interest? Okay, so you would like a Attack of the Clones figure, and which figure would you like? Oh, you want a surprise. All right, well, that's a lot of pressure. Let me see if I can find something that will really just do the trick. I'll tell you what. Do you want good guy or bad guy? Good guy, okay. Droid or humanoid? Humanoid, okay. Civilian or Jedi. All right. I think I've got one that really will surprise you. Let's see here. Here we are. This was actually a trade-in on another figure. This was purchased at Walmart originally, but luckily the buyer did not open it and traded it in, and we were able to add it to our collection. This is a really great Jedi that I know you've never seen before. If you haven't seen the film yet, don't worry, I won't spoil anything, but this will be a cool new addition to your collection. And this is Shakti here, or Shakti, however you would like to pronounce it. A really cool Jedi Knight, wielder of a blue lightsaber, a nice alien species, which we didn't really see any alien Jedi in the original trilogy other than Yoda, but of course we never saw Yoda wield a lightsaber in that film, if only. But this is one example of the many alien Jedi species that were present in the prequel era. Once again, we have a nice lightsaber with blaster deflection so that you can pose this figure on your shelf or display case, whatever you would like. As you can see, Shakti is in a really cool and almost defensive pose, almost like it's like she's unkillable, or would never fall in battle or anything like that. And it, I think, is just a neat pose for a figure that, like I said, really up to this point in time has not really been seen. So I think if this is your first Attack of the Clones figure, it'll make a great first impression on anyone who has or hasn't seen the film. I'll give you something to talk about. So what do you think? You'll take it. All right. Well, I'll just set that here for you. And are there any other eras that you would like a figure from, or would you like another Attack of the Clones era figure? You'll take that Darth Maul. I thought you looked like, since you already had one Jedi with you today, that you would be looking for a Sith Lord. Great choice. This is actually the first of this particular toy line that featured the dual-bladed, or I guess double-bladed, red lightsaber that Darth Maul is well known for. There is another figure in this line that features the single-bladed lightsaber, which I think if you're going to go for a Darth Maul figure, you've got to go for the double-bladed. So this is an excellent decision, and I think you'll really enjoy this. Do you have the Comtech reader at home that you can read the Comtech chips here with? Okay, you don't. Well, if you would like to maybe look at one used later or anything like that, I do have them for really competitive prices. But for now, you can just have a nice collectible chip here to go along with your figure. If you do open it, I would keep these somewhere safe. It does have a little hole there on the end that you could use it to attach to a key ring or a keychain set with all of your various Comtech devices or Comtech chips once you collect more, which I'm sure you will. Once you buy one of these figures, it's really hard to stop at just one. So please do enjoy your Darth Maul. Is there anything else? You'll take one of the original trilogy. All right. And you'll take the premium figure. Well, I can tell you this, my friend. You are going to be a very, very happy Star Wars fan when you make it home and add all three of these wonderful items to your collection. I think that any real fan will enjoy having a premium figure in their collection, and I must suggest that you keep it in the box. I think just the size and the images on the box make for a really good display. It's easy to set on a shelf and look at later. You can even stack other figures on top. So, just a suggestion, or if you'd like to take it out, set Luke on top of the Tauntaun and prance through the imaginary snow and be my guest. That's also fun. So, alright. Well, I have very much enjoyed taking you through a brief history of some of the toy lines here. If you would like to see our used counter, let me know and I can take you over and we can have a look. That just means that we have figures that are unboxed, kind of like this pod racer from episode 1 of Phantom Menace. This obviously is Anakin Skywalker's pod racer. These used figures on our discounted used table are all out of the box. They've been played before. They might have slight defects, but they are still really cool collector's items. This was originally meant to roll here, as you can see with the small wheel, and is a really intricately designed toy here that shows a fairly realistic view of a pod racer and even has a nice look at the seat and cabin area. So if you'd like to see more toys like this, then join me and we will take a look at the other table. How does that sound? Alright, well, it shouldn't take long. Let's get ready to go have a look. Alright, I'll see you soon.